That he can get rid of the ball on time. Like, that's the thing that's been holding Fields back all of his NFL career so far, is being able to trust the plays and trust the players around him and cut the ball loose and not hold on to it for too long. So I think the Jets are probably going to be better than a lot of people think. And if Justin Fields can do that, he can elevate from where he is as a quarterback and elevate this team, I think, to a more realistic competitor in the division.
I agree that they're going to be better than most people think. I'm glad you said it, because if I say it, people will just suggest that I'm saying it out of my fandom. Lewis, as far as Justin Fields is concerned, it felt like when he was in Pittsburgh last year, they left training wheels on him. They just never really let him play. I don't know that we've had a chance to see what he's actually capable of. We know he's exceptional at least one thing, which is running with the ball. What do you expect from him this season in this Jets offense?
Look, I think it's reasonable to expect a 3,000-yard season, 20-plus TDs. I mean, that would be exceptional, I believe, for him. I think, 700-800 yards rushing, that would be an exceptional season. I think the marriage between him and Garrett Wilson is going to be absolutely critical. I know it was a priority. I know it was a priority for them to get a quarterback who Garrett could gel with, because they were afraid of Garrett not wanting to be there long term. And I think that relationship right there, you will see it start to bring back some memories of the kind of connection they had at Ohio State. And I think you will see him throw the football as well as he's ever thrown it.
Could you also potentially see a top 5 rushing attack from the Jets?
You better.
And the reason I say that, Hembo sent the stat, since 2022, Justin Fields has the second most rushing yards of a quarterback, ahead of Jalen Hurts and just behind Lamar Jackson. So we understand his legs being a vital part of his game. But I think, to your point about Garrett Wilson, you hope that it all gels together as Aaron Glenn is trying to build this team from the ground up.
It should work. Look, the Jets made the commitment to Garrett Wilson. He's got his money, regardless of how much they throw the ball this season or they don't. I think there's a chance for this to be a better year than most people thought, and they sort of got lucky last week that the injury wasn't something serious. Let's keep going with Show Me Something. Lewis, let's talk about Bryce Young. There was a moment last year when it looked like they had given up on him. He got a chance to bounce back and actually finished fairly strong. What does he need to show you this season?
You want to see him be able to really deal the football between the numbers, in the pocket, kind of tuck up behind guard, center guard, the same way Drew Brees used to do back in his heyday in New Orleans. Being a smaller quarterback, you're going to need those throwing lanes. You're going to need that secure pocket in the middle. They have a young group of wide receivers now that they need to get going, and he needs to get on the same page with. And the only way he can do that is because he's being protected, which I think is priority number one, and I think Bryce will do the rest from there.
I got people whose opinions I value telling me everyone in the world is sleeping on this team, that this could be a much better team than almost anyone seems to be talking about.
All right, I guess sleeping is kind of the word that trips me up, because I fully expect Bryce Young and the Panthers to be better than they were last year. They were 5-12 last year, but I was there for their Week 18 game in Atlanta, where the Panthers were on the upward trajectory, but the Falcons needed to win that game in order to get to the playoffs. And guess what happened? Bryce Young outplayed Michael Penix in that moment, that game. And, you're in an Atlanta locker room that's everybody stunned, like we had a chance. And you're looking at Bryce Young thinking, oh, this is the upward trajectory that we've been waiting for. So sleeping, I still think the Bucs are the cream of the crop in that division right now. But the Panthers will be better. Let me go to one more. And Dominique, it's obviously not a player, it's a player everybody knows. What does Aaron Rodgers need to show you in Pittsburgh this season?
Yeah, I think he first needs to stay healthy at a player at his age. That's a very important thing, and protect himself. But it's also to show that he still has some fourth quarter magic in him. I think the way that this Steelers team is constructed and the way, frankly, they've been playing the last few seasons is not a high-powered offense. It's all predicated on their defense, and they make games close. And that will be the difference that he can make, that they haven't had a quarterback there since Big Ben was healthy that can take over games in important moments. We don't need him to be MVP. I know we've said it a bunch of times. So we're going to need him to make 4 or 5 really difficult throws through the course of a game. And if he can show us that he can still do that, I think this team will be a force in the AFC.
I want to show everybody something. For those of you who don't speak gambling, the over-under for the Steelers win total this year at ESPN Bet Sportsbook is 8.5. That is the most wagered prop on ESPN Bet Sportsbook right now, as far as the team overs and unders. The most bet wager if I'm stating that in such a way that everyone can understand it, is people pounding the Steelers over 8.5. Lewis, I'm going to teach you a little something here because I know you guys don't gamble. There is a very, very old expression called fade the public. Yeah. If everyone thinks something's getting, all those big buildings they have in Vegas, they're not there by accident. Yeah. So if the whole world thinks the Steelers are going over 8.5, that's usually a good sign that they aren't. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it's again, similar to the stock market, right? When everyone is bullish, you need to kind of go contrarian and go, hey, look, it may be time for me to sell and get out of here. And vice versa.
That said?
Look, that said, I'm still going the over. Okay? I'm still betting the over. And you know what? I'm betting the over for the same reason everyone else is. And I'll tell you what it is. It's called, the initials are MT.
Right.
People believe in that guy.
Mike Tampa?
Him too, but not Mike Tomlin. And for as loud as the voices are, the loud as that echo chamber can get with those people in there who are constantly going, but you know what? He hasn't won a playoff game. He hasn't gotten past the first round. They haven't won a Super Bowl since God knows when. Look, Mike Tomlin is the truth, and this is what people are banking on. And I believe they will be a divisional playoff team this year. I think they will get to that level. I think Aaron will hit his stride. Him and Arthur will find a way to really coexist. The practice passing game will get going. And did you see the picture recently that Jalen Ramsey posted about him? He was kind of kneeling down. He's got the visor. He had the black tights on and the number 5 and the long black sleeves. On that picture alone, I got to win over that. I mean, that picture alone's worth a couple of games. I was like, dang, I might just put this as my thing on my Instagram.
I feel like we've said this so many times here over the last few weeks, but it does bear repeating. The Steelers are not asking Aaron Rodgers to do everything the Jets asked him to do. Maybe at this stage of his career, it was impossible for Aaron to do everything the Jets needed. Frankly, maybe for any player at any stage of their career ever, it would have been impossible what they were trying to get done for the quarterback with the Jets. And, well, I guess that is insulting, but it is what it is. The point that I'm making is just what they're going to need from him in Pittsburgh still feels like something he's capable of doing.
1,000%. When I was listening to Dominique talking about what his expectations are, what he needs to see from Aaron, evade pressure, stay healthy, and make those 4 or 5 Aaron Rodgers type magical plays. You've seen those type of throws. Like Garrett Wilson had the Air Jordan catch last year. You know what I mean? Like it's still in there. So I'm with Lou. I actually feel like every year I say watch for the Steelers because they win 4 or 5 games strictly off of the fact that Mike Tomlin is their coach. I think for Aaron Rodgers, this is it. This is it. There are no other teams that you can sell your services to. This is it. For TJ Watt, it's, hey, we gave him the money. This is it. We have to go on. The Steelers are moving in a way that we have never seen before. Omar Khan said it is about a Super Bowl. Whether it works or not, we will see. But there is reason to be somewhat excited based off of what we've seen from them.
DK Metcalf, we didn't mention yet.
Yes,
the Steelers, the most stable franchise in all of American sports, are in a this is it season, something they very seldom are. We'll see how it goes.
Smart money's definitely fading it now.
Our next.